Hey, you know I love to be that person at a party, like a Halloween party or trick-or-treating that goes, hey, did you know? It's my favorite. So I'm going to give you 3 fun facts that you can share so that you can also be that person at your Halloween or trick-or-treating or whatever party this weekend. This one's really good for whenever you see a pumpkin. So like, all the time. You can be like, well, pumpkins originated in the Americas. And so, Europe, which is a place that had been celebrating Halloween type festivals for a very long time, they wouldn't have had pumpkins before 1492. So what did they carve? They carved turnips. Look how terrifying they looked. I looked this one up because my son always wants to plan a big Halloween party and he always insists it should include bobbing for apples. And I'm like, what? Why? Turns out there's really interesting history behind apple bobbing, because of course there is. Apparently it dates back to Roman times when like Roman celebrations and festivals kind of merged with traditional Celtic festivals during, conquest. And it says, during an annual celebration, young unmarried people tried to bite into an apple floating in water or hanging from a string on a line. And it was said that the first person to bite into the apple would be the next one to get married. So it's sort of like catching the bouquet with your mouth. And finally, you can go, did you know that Halloween wasn't even really celebrated in the United States until the mid to late 1800s? Because obviously, those Puritans were like, no, 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 no Halloween for us. That is a Catholic/pagan, which to them was the same sort of celebration. It wasn't until the mid to late 1800s when we had these waves of Irish immigrants coming in that they brought this celebration, right? Because it dates all the way back to kind of an ancient festival of Samhain. And at first, it was isolated to just kind of like ethnic immigrant communities. And so it was very looked down upon by proper white Protestant Americans. But then over time, it started to be incorporated as like a fun community activity. And it started to transition from being sort of like a night of festivity and a little bit of chaos with like drunken adults to like little kids trick-or-treating as a way to sort of control this new sort of immigrant festival and assimilate it and make it more like a proper American holiday. I feel like my tombstone should just read, did you know